started on this then. So, okay, so recruiting your 10th franchisee is so much easier than your first. Rob, what do you think?
Well, I know that's often said that that is the case, but I'm not so sure necessarily. I think a franchisee should be not necessarily buying you, but buying the brand and buying the system, and actually, therefore, sometimes buying the first one, they might be buying into you and the story, but actually, by the time you get to the 10th and you've got an established network, then that's what someone's buying into. They're buying into that established network, and they're buying into the brand and the process that you've proven has worked. So therefore, in theory, number 10 should be, you know, as easy or as difficult, depending on how you look at it.
Well, actually, Rob, I really think that it's probably easier, or actually it is easier to recruit your 10th franchisee compared with your first franchisee. Because if you think about your first franchisee, yes, the business has been proven over a period of time, hopefully a few years, and is making money. But the fact is, it hasn't been proven elsewhere, and it hasn't, importantly, been proven by someone else who's new to the business. So whilst you got proof of concept of a business, you haven't got proof of concept of a franchise. And therefore, it takes a different sort of person who's wanting to become that initial franchisee. They need a bit more like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this is going to work, compared with the 10th one that is much more going to be about, oh yeah, I've seen 9 other people do it and therefore I'm going to be successful as well. So yeah, I definitely think that the 10th is a lot easier than the first. Also, just to add on that, it's about credibility, isn't it? And it's about how, with a bigger network, as long as you've got a network of successful, happy franchisees, then it's all good. But if you've only got you, people need a lot more trust in buying into that person. And then I think my last point is around like the recruitment. Is, of course, you can have a recruitment process laid out, but how refined and how perfected is that? How good is your targeting? How good is your pitch when you're speaking to people? So naturally, over time, you're just going to become better and better at these things, because that's what you're doing as a franchisor. So yeah, I finding the first franchisee, we say to our clients, is always the hardest thing. And as long as you have happy, successful franchisees, I think finding the 10th is going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, I get that. I think what I would say is that first franchisees, my point I'm trying to make is they'll often buy into you as the franchisor, not necessarily just the brand. Early franchisees can be motivated like by your story and your passion and the opportunity to get in early, not just the size of the network. They might be kind of like, I don't know, pioneers, if you see what I mean. If you find the right people, and being first can mean that you've got, perhaps a bit more exclusive access to territories. You're closer to the founder, perhaps a bit more influence over how the network develops, a bit of voice in the improvements of the franchise, which people might like and buy into. And
a bit more of a risk taker, though, aren't they? That first one.
Correct. Yeah, don't disagree. They might, but if we're talking about how easy is it to find people, then if you're a very enthusiastic new franchisor and you can tell a really good story about your existing business and how it's worked, and you can find people that buy into you, therefore, and they'll know that they're going to be working closer to you as you get to 10 plus. You become more of an established network. It's just a different kind of person maybe that you're looking for. But those early ones, if you sell it right and pitch it right, can be just as easy.
Yeah.